We've recently seen an AI summit, artificial intelligence summit, hosted by Prime Minister Rishi Sunak, attended by Tesla and technology founder and owner of X, Elon Musk. They're also talking about concerns over AI, but why should we be concerned from a Christian perspective? What are your thoughts?
Well, I have talked about this subject before with you, and AI is nothing really except we have reached a point where our computers are so fast and so large and so interconnected that it gives a massive calculation power to machines. And because of that and the access to information that a single human being could not have altogether, we're simply able to process and to actually formulate algorithms that would make it appear that machines could talk or think and so forth. And that's not true. Even AI, which I think is an unfortunate name, is really not intelligent. It's simply brute force calculating. That's about what it adds up to. But AI, as it's called now, has tremendous value to humanity, and it can also do tremendous destruction. Because you can benefit society. I mentioned previously, for instance, that artificial intelligence has already proven that it can benefit us from a standpoint of health. It can make detections of, say, breast cancer faster and earlier than the best human because it can see these little patterns that we don't even pick up. On the other hand, it can be weaponized. It's the same thing as politics, economics, even religion. It can be used for great good, and it can also be used for great harm.
I'm just thinking of the certain applications out there, ChatGPT, for example, or the AI pieces of apps or software available that people are asking these questions into the AI and they're giving them answers and they're actually believing these are the correct answers. Whereas you ask AI certain questions about God or religion or anything like that, and there's no real concrete knowledge there or substance there. The concern is people rely on AI to get their information. Maybe they've got questions about Jesus Christ, their faith or Christianity. They're going to AI. They're not getting the actual answers that they should be getting, for example. What do you think?
Yeah, well, that's just it. They're not getting human answers.
Yeah.
AI is capable of knowing what your background is. It is capable of calculating. And again, this is nothing but an algorithm written by a human being. And it can even determine by your background, it knows your purchasing habits, it knows your travel habits, and it literally does know your navigation. And therefore, whether you go to church or not, or whether you go to a synagogue, it can actually know that in terms of it being in the database. And therefore, it can give you answers tailored to a particular religion, or it might be tailored against a particular religion. The fact of the matter is, what hurts me when I see this is people who are lonely and using ChatGPT to be a friend.
Yes.
Some of them even going to the, and I hate to say this, the point of, oh, I want to marry my computer.
Yeah.
After all, there was a woman in Hong Kong a few years ago that married her cat. Well, this is the logical consequence of following that, idea. That now you can actually marry somebody who's literally a virtual human being, tailored to be what you want. But how utterly desperate is that?
There was somebody actually who tried to assassinate the King Charles, I believe, as well. And they asked him, why did you do it? And he said, because my ChatGPT girlfriend told me to do it as well. So it's a little bit of danger. I think we need to slow this technology down. But from a Christian perspective, what can we do? What could be the potential solutions from a Christian perspective? What do you think?
Well, first of all, I want somebody to say you'll never slow it down. I don't care what group or groups of people say, oh, well, we're going to slow down for 6 months. You may, but everybody else is going to keep right on going. So the idea of slowing it down is ridiculous.
So what is the solution?
It's not going to happen. In terms of the solution, it's like any other technology. I mean, after all, think about it. There was a time when we didn't have TV. There was a time when we didn't have radio.
Yeah.
And what happened? Well, we developed these things, and they have led to tremendous good, but they also led to tremendous harm. When you think about it, radar, developed particularly in the UK, was based on radios, which were developed much earlier. But we found out that you could actually sense a bouncing signal from a radio. Then we have radar screens. And so what happens? We can defend ourselves as the Battle of Britain, but we can also use it to seek targets and destroy. So you've got both a defensive and an offensive right there. So again, it's not the ethics of the machine or the ethics of the algorithm. It's the ethics of the people that use it that's the problem. And therefore, what we need, of course, are people to be saved and use God's ethics in utilizing this kind of technology.